I can't believe it. It's been 2 whole years of me producing content on YouTube. Now if you're wondering, hey, wait a second, 2 years? I thought you only started with Sealed only last year. Well, I actually intended to be a Let's Play channel at first, and that went. Anyways, that besides the point. 2 years of this shtick, and look at where we are. We are at almost 300 subscribers. We've got 160 videos out. We're at like 25,000 views, and I could not be happier. I thank you all so much for the support you've given me. I never thought that I would even get this big. I thought I'd cap out at like 20 subscribers, get bored, quit YouTube, and just go on with my life. But now look at me. I'm 30% of the way towards monetization. Woohoo! Anyways, I'd like to just start by thanking the people who helped me get to where I am. First, I'd like to give a big thanks to my boy Brendan. He is actually the reason why I'm doing YouTube in the first place, because many years ago in 2018, he and I started our YouTube channel called The High Ground, which you should go subscribe to. And he's just been a constant supporter of me since then. He's always been helpful. He's drawn many of the art things in this channel. He's helped out with thumbnails. He's just done a ton for me. I wouldn't even be able to use editing software if it was not for his help. So I cannot stress enough how integral he was to this, and I have to thank him so much. Another thank you I'd like to give is to my boys, the Soy Boys. That'd be Demo, Chew the Whoop, and the Pokemonarch. Now, of course, the Pokemonarch, he was the first person I ever collabed with, and I'm really appreciative for that. He's been a constant friend since then. We've been being each other's videos for a while. Demo, of course, you're probably very familiar with him. He's the guy who did Sealed Only Charmers, and he's probably the reason why I've even got a following in the first place, because I posted all of my early videos in his channel, and I siphoned off some of that sweet clout from him. So thank you for that, and also just being an awesome person in general. And finally, I'd like to thank my boy Chew the Whoop, who, if you are not aware, constant collaborator of mine, a very good friend. He's been in a lot of my videos, I've been in a lot of his videos. We're basically like trying to piggyback off of each other and get to that YouTubing fame together. And I just want to say thank you again to all these guys one more time. And I'm also going to show a big splash of all the other channels who I want to say thank you to for all the help they've given to me and just being awesome people in general, just because if I thanked all of them, we just would not have that kind of time. We would not be able to answer a single one of your questions. Speaking of questions, back in November, I put in a Q&A channel in my Discord, which you should join, where I asked all of my Discord members, hey, ask me some questions you want to see in the 2-year anniversary video, and now it's finally time to answer them. So without further ado, let's go through these things. Now, I'm aware of some of them as I had to do some content filtering, but I've done my best to keep myself spoiler free so you can get my genuine first top of my head answer to these. All right, let's go. So first we have a question from my boy J-Chip Show. He asks, how's my day been? It's been pretty good. Pretty good. Just got back from the gym actually. So it's kind of a last minute recording session, but that's standard for me at this point. Second question, what inspired you to make YouTube videos? I've always kind of wanted to make YouTube videos since I started watching YouTube back when I was a kid watching Chugga Conroy and all the old hat of like Let's Play YouTube and all the old Minecraft YouTubers. So just like growing up watching YouTube and then also like just wanting to do something other than just the daily grind of work kind of inspired me to do this. Next, TCG Wolf, who you should also check out, asked me the question, why did you take my oh so incredibly and not at all pre-stolen idea? Well, you see, TCG Wolf, the reason why I stole your idea was because I drew Snatch Steal for turn, and your idea was on the board, so, Snatch Steal on it. Enjoy your 1,000 life points. Next, we got 2 more questions from J-Chip. You're going to see a lot of repeating names because I don't have a ton of people in my Discord, but they're all awesome no matter who they are. Now, J-Chip's next questions are, what got me into Yu-Gi-Oh! And what got me into Magic? Now, Yu-Gi-Oh! I played as a kid, like every kid who had some interest in the game did. I had packs. I didn't know how to play the game, so my brother and I would just shove cards into our duel discs, not caring what happened to them. And then we would beat each other over the head with our duel discs because we were violent boys, I guess. But when I really got into the game was about 2017 or 2018 when, lo and behold, a Rata video appeared in my YouTube feed. And I'm like, hey, Legacy of the Worthless Neospatians, those weren't that bad. They were so good in the anime. And then from there, I started getting into watching Yu-Gi-Oh! YouTube. I never really picked up a deck until, honestly, I didn't really start playing till the pandemic because I was in college when I started getting into Yu-Gi-Oh! And I was putting all of my extra money into Magic. Speaking of what got me into Magic, I didn't make a lot of friends in college. My biggest hobbies at the time were working and volunteering at a milkshake shop, which is just more work. So with those two being my two biggest activities, my junior year of college, I decided I'm going to join a club. I'm going to join something, anything that looks interesting. And I saw the Magic table. I'm like, hey, these guys seem pretty cool. Let me join. Went in to the club on the first day. Got pretty intimidated, but I went to YouTube. I typed in easy, cheap Magic deck. Bought like a $30 green standard deck. Came back, and I saw that, oh, it's just Commander here. So then I went back, bought a Commander deck, and the rest is history. Now we got a question from my boy Chew the Whoop. Why did I steal his thumbnail style? Well, Chew, it's because your thumbnails look good, so I stole them. Simple as that. Next from TCG Wolf, he's asking me, what do I want? What I really, really want? Well, I'll tell you what I want. What I really, really want. I really, really, really want you to hit that subscribe button. Shameful plug. Next, J-Chip, yet again. He's the team player of this question and answer session. What am I thankful for? Well, I'm thankful for all my subscribers. I'm thankful for all my friends, and just, yeah, thankful for those things. And then he also asks, will my Q&A video be better than TCG Wolf's Q&A video? Well, that's not for me to decide. That's for you to decide. So let me down in the comments below if you think this is better or worse than TCG Wolf's. Next, Chew is asking, what are my favorite memories so far through my journey of content creation? I think my favorite memories are just like meeting all the cool people who I've collaborated with, and like just meeting the cool people, because that's just been the best part overall, getting to make friends and like talk to people who have similar interests. It's really helped keep me sane in this endless hell of a pandemic, so I'm very thankful for that. Now, King Farouk asks, what's the best deck? Phantom Knights, of course. That you could say Phantom Knights are the best deck. Let's go. Now we got my boy Pokemon Monarch. He's asking, is a hot dog a sandwich? Yes, a hot dog is functionally identical to a submarine sandwich, or a hoagie, if you will. The only difference is that we call it based off of its sausage, not off of it being a sandwich. I don't get why people get so freaked out about calling a hot dog a sandwich. Whatever. He also asks, is it pronounced Nick-Olis or Nicholas? Well, it's pronounced Nicholas. Next, we got another question from Chew the Whoop. He asks, could I beat Meta Man? And if yes, why am I lying? Well, you're correct. I would never lie. I could not beat Meta Man. He's too powerful. He's got a Dragoon. Next, back at it again with J-Chip. He's asking, Coke or Pepsi? Root beer. And now we finally have a new person, Ink. Ink asks, what is my favorite hand trap, favorite danger monster, and favorite normal summon? Favorite hand trap, probably Nibiru. Favorite danger monster, Snack. And favorite normal summon, Phantom Knights of Torn Scales. Now, Darkonic asks, Raigeki or Lightning Storm, and why Raigeki? Well, Raigeki because it's classic, and also because it's not once per turn, even though Lightning Storm is a better card. Next, J-Chip Show asks, what's the best burger I've ever had in my life? That would have to go to, there was this burger joint back where I went to college, where they gave us what was called the Wisconsin Burger. For those of you who are not aware, I am a native Wisconsinite. And this burger had cheese curds, bacon, onion rings, and for the sauce, they used a sauce based off of cheese soup, and of course they added more cheese on the burger as well, because, you know, you gotta have cheese on the burger. And it is delicious. It's terrible for you. I'd never eat it again, as I am no longer a college student with a good metabolism. But yeah, best burger I've ever had. Benji Man asks, who's my favorite Yu-Gi tuber I've played against, and why? Apart from Benji Man, obviously. I like all the Yu-Gi tubers I play against. However, I'm going to have to put against Chew because I play against him by far the most out of everyone, like by a significant margin. I think there was a point where we were in each other's videos every single week for several weeks straight, and our games usually go pretty well. Chew asks, if you could go back in time and change anything about Sealed Only Blue Eyes, what would I change? Well, I would have waited to start it until after I moved out of my parents' house. The first 3 episodes, I believe, were recorded at my parents' house. And unfortunately, their quality was really suffering because of that, because I had to be very quiet when I recorded. And also, there's just tons and tons of background noise. Just, yeah, I would have just changed that. Top 3 video games of all time, asks J-Chip Show. Why, of course, my first favorite game of all time is Xenoblade Chronicles 2. I love it. It came out at the perfect time for me. I love everything about it. I've probably beaten it like 4 or 5 times now at this point. So, yeah. Second favorite game of all time is going to have to go to Pokemon Black. It's my favorite Pokemon game, and I'm a big Pokemon fan. Third favorite game is a tough choice. I would probably have to go with Kid Icarus Uprising, probably. It was one of my first 3DS games, and I just had a ton of fun with it. So much replayability, love the characters, love everything about it. It's just a good time. Hydro asks, what are my thoughts on sealed only as a piece of content? Sealed only is interesting because I think it has definitely become very saturated. We had a ton of people start at the exact same time doing sealed only. So there was a wealth of people you could watch, but also it just like kind of diluted the market. And it also had the issue of, well, the big boys who are doing it, their quality is by far and away better than what a lot of us can produce. Like, I don't think any of us can really compete with how good Ruggles Seal Only was. So yeah, I think it's still good. It's just a little saturated in my opinion. Next, J-Chip once again asks, would you ever make a series focusing on making decks at $100 and then pick the deck using a marble race with Final Fantasy music playing? Nah, sounds boring. J-Chip asks, favorite Thanksgiving food? Why, my favorite Thanksgiving food is mashed potatoes because my grandfather makes the single greatest mashed potatoes ever. He puts frickin' cream cheese in the mashed potatoes. J-Chip also asks, what would I do to make his pork and broccoli dinner better? Just arrange it a little better, I guess. It's pretty good. Now my boy Henchmaster, he is my co-host for the sealed only spin down, or structure deck spin down, whatever I call it these days. He gave me the trolley problem, and I just gotta say, I would simply tell the train to stop. I would just tell the train to stop, and then no problem. My boy Brendino asks, who he is the co-host for the High Ground, and my good friend, he says, who would win in a fight, the Dutch boy or the bear from Bear? And I gotta say, the bear would win. He's a bear. Yet again, we have J-Chip Show asking, Burger King, McDonald's, or Wendy's? And I gotta say, Culver's. Next, Chew the Whoop asks, what's my favorite anime? Now, not only is it my favorite anime, but Evangelion is my favorite piece of media ever made. Every time I watch it, it just hits me more and more, to the point where I spent too much money on a physical collection of the series, which, hey, whenever it arrives, I'll do an unboxing for that. Next, J-Chip asked me what's my favorite movie, and of course, to go along with the previous answer, End of Evangelion is my favorite movie. It just hits. It just hits. My boy Bulmung, he asked what's my favorite anime character, and of course, I gotta go with my boy Goku. Everyone loves a good Goku. J-Chip asks, have I killed someone? I'm not legally allowed to answer that question. J-Chip asks, what's my favorite Morgan Freeman movie? I don't know if I've ever seen a Morgan Freeman movie now that I'm thinking about it. Balmung4 asks, how much wood could a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood? 12. Balmung4 also asks, what's the meaning of life? 42. J-Chip Show asks, what's my favorite place to buy my Yu-Gi-Oh cards physically? Of course you gotta go to the local game store. Always go to the local game store. Henchmaster asks, what's my favorite time of the day? I like the evening. I'm an evening guy. I used to be a night boy. I'd stay up till like 3 or 4 a.m. every night. Now I'm an evening guy. J-Chip asks, what's the worst meme? It's that Squid Games meme. Like, it's only exactly funny the first time you see it on the Uncle Ben meme, and then it's never funny again. Henchmaster asks, have you ever participated in the Fitnessgram Pacer Test? It's a multi-stage aerobic capacity test that progressively gets more difficult as it continues. The 20-meter pacer test will begin in 30 seconds. Line up at the start. The running speed starts slowly, but gets faster each minute after you hear the signal. Beep! A single lap should be completed each time you hear this sound. Ding! Remember to run in a straight line and run as long as possible. The second time you fail to complete a lap before the sound, your test is over. The test will begin on the word start. On your mark, get ready, start. And that's it. I hope you all enjoyed the questions. I know I did. I had to filter out some of them for content reasons, but, you know, happens. I just want to thank you all again for 2 years, and hopefully by the end of this 3rd year, we'll be at 1K subs. I've got a lot of fun stuff planned for you guys, and I hope you'll be able to stick along with me over this ride.